Hey everybody, this is Everyday Commentary, and this is a series of design videos I'm calling Studs or Duds. And I wonder if you can guess what the design approach is here. And so, just in case you can't, it should be pretty obvious, but we're talking about side switch flashlights. And there are three flashlights in front of you. This is the SC5 from Zebralight. This is the Skill Hunt EC200 Mini. And this is the Olight Nano Warrior. They're all side switch lights, but they do things pretty differently beyond that. The Nano Warrior has a single emitter TIR optic. The Skill Hunt is a triple, and this is a single LED with a true reflector. So let's talk about the side switch lights. One of the big benefits of a side switch over a traditional flashlight is that you can get a much bigger battery in a much smaller space. So these two actually run different batteries, but the Zebralight is smaller just by a hair, and it runs a AA battery. Now, I think Zebralights are among the best lights in the world. They are an incredible value. They just crush it on so many levels. But one of the things that they do really, really well is that they get a small light out of a big battery. And so like the 18650 is only like a ½ inch taller, and it's still a really, really small light. Now, the Skill Hunt, as you can see, is smaller, but this is using an 18350 battery. So, you know, 14500 versus an 18350, you're going to have a smaller difference, or you're going to have a smaller light. But this light is really, really small for a 14500. This is the reason why you do a side switch. Tail light clickies just add a lot of space, and so doing it as a side switch makes the light more compact. But implementing a side switch is really, really hard. And Zebralight has stayed at the top of their game because they've constantly innovated and put little tweaks in. But the vast majority of side switch lights are not something I enjoy carrying because of something I call hot pocketing. And that means that you have an accidental activation while the light's in your pocket, and the result is the light comes on. Now, the battery on this one is dead, but the battery on this one is not dead. And as you can see, the light is proud by just, not proud at all. This one is actually proud of the light. So you can see there, it catches on the rubber switch boot. Now, if you go over to the Zebralight, nothing at all. And in fact, it's actually quite a ways inside before you hit it. This one is probably flush with the top, and this one is just proud of the top of the light. And as a result, this one came on a ton in my pocket. This one has come on 1 or 2 times since I owned it. This light has never come on in my pocket. And this is an E-switch, not a mechanical switch, so it is like a feather-light touch. This switch is actually a little bit stronger, and this switch is even more of an effort. I wish I could turn it on. But designing the side switch and how deep it's recessed into the body really makes a difference. I carry this light. I've kept this light for a long time, 5 or 6 years. It's still one of my favorite lights to carry. And the reason is the side switch is just perfectly implemented. I really dislike the Olight series of lights, especially the Olight Baton and this Olight Warrior, because the side switch is just too proud of the light. It is too easy to hit that light and turn it on. And this light is worse even still, because in addition to having a boot that's proud of the housing of the flashlight, it has this rubber cover for the charging port on the exact same part of the light. So if you pick this light up in the dark and you hit that button, you might think, oh, the battery's dead. But no. It's just you had the wrong side. So I've actually left this clip on, even though the clip is not great. It's a friction fit clip and it's gigantic. I hate that clip. But I've left it on so that I have a way to register which button it is in the dark. It's a stupid design. It is just a terrible, terrible design to do it that way. But that's what they chose to do for reasons I just don't understand. But if we're talking about studs and duds here, this light and the Zebralight design is clearly the stud among this group. And this light, the Skill Hunt, is clearly the dud. I don't think there's that much of a difference between the Olight implementation of the side switch and the Skill Hunt version of the side switch. These are miles apart from the beauty that is this light. The other thing that I really like about the Zebralight is that they still have a real optic. It's hard to explain how bad some of these optics are. This is the classic Baton TIR optic, and it is just such a squashy beam that even though this puts out, 1,000 or 1,200 lumens, I'm really hard pressed to reach the end of the driveway at my house. Whereas this light, which puts out only 400 lumens, pretty easily reaches the end of the driveway anytime I need it to. That is a huge, huge difference for me. I hate this optic. Now, the triple on the Skill Hunt was a little better. And the interesting thing about this triple is that one of these is a red diode. So it's not a true triple, it's a double. But even with the double, it has a little bit of a dished out optic, and that gives you something like throw. But it's not close to what you get on the Zebralight. These are all roughly the same price. I don't think they make the SC5 anymore. It's probably the SC63 or something. But if I had to pick one out of all of these, I'd pick this one every day of the week, twice on Sunday. These aren't so bad that I would use my cell phone as a flashlight, but they're not that much better. They're part of my collection of less important, less easy to use lights. So I give them to people when we go on night hikes or when we go on walks. And if they get, you can see this one has a couple of concrete blossoms on it right there. And if it gets all dinged up or something, it doesn't really matter because it's not my favorite light in the world. This one is actually kind of crazy. I've dropped it a bunch of times and it still looks like pretty close to new in the box. Whereas this light I've dropped and it looks great because it has, real hard anodizing. A couple other things that I'll point out. This has a friction fit clip. This has a friction clip and they stink. This light has a bolt-on clip and it is wonderful. It is easy to get in and out of your pocket. It does not, look how much height this adds to this flashlight versus the Zebralight. I mean, the Zebralight is it is a way, way, way better way to do a clip. And this is just a better light in general. This is one of the better lights you can get for under $100. I'd say this is one of the better lights you can get for under $300. They're always good. The UI is a little confusing, but I can tell you in the 5 or 6 years that I've had it, I've never accidentally fallen into a mode memory, which I cannot say for these two hunks of garbage. Their UI has the same, or has a similar, not the same, a similar, multi-tiered menu system, and it is not anywhere near as well implemented as this light. So if you're looking for a side switch light and you don't get a Zebralight, I'm going to tell you this. I think you did that wrong because the Zebralight is so, so, so good. This is, in my opinion, the perfect way to implement a side switch. I wish there were other side switches that were this good, but there really aren't. So if you're looking for a light that uses either a 14500 battery or an 18650 battery, you got to start with Zebralight. The other thing is this light will take an alkaline, right? I have a NIM in it right now, but it is dual fuel and will take an alkaline. These are not dual fuel. These are rechargeable only. And the Olight is a proprietary 18350, which is just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. In fact, I had to get a replacement for my original Nano because the battery died, and the battery could not be charged in anything else other than this light. It was asinine. It is a dumb, dumb, dumb design decision. And I know that it like locks you into a system, or, you know, as the marketing people say, it's like part of an ecosystem of products, but it is stupid. Stupid. Do not do that. If you are designing a flashlight and you make a proprietary removable battery, you need to have your head checked. Because why, if it's going to be proprietary, why not just have one less piece to lose and make it built into the flashlight? I hate that too, but it's better than a proprietary removable light. What's the purpose of being removable? You can't replace it. You can't go to the store and get a new one. This is a dumb design. This is a non-proprietary light, but the charging switch or the charging port is right here, which is stupid. Don't put the charging switch with a cover that feels identical to the switch boot in the same position. Again, we come back to what I think is the best company at side switches. I really feel like, I know this is going to kind of show my bias, but like Zebralights are like the Spyderco of flashlights. They're decently priced, they have great features, and they're better than everything else because they're impeccably designed. I think for the money, you're going to be hard-pressed to beat some Spydercos. The Dragonfly is incredible. The Brower is incredible. The Cali 3 is incredible. I love, love, love the Paramilitary 2. I mean, you're just going to have a hard time finding something better than the Spyderco. In the same way that you're going to have a hard time finding something better than a Zebralight, unless you want to spend a ton more money. Great, great light. This is the way to go. This is the stud. The others are the duds.